This is the story of two annoyed kids who set out on a quest for revenge against phone scammers. Okay, so I know that was a little bit over the top, but work with me here because the story gets pretty good. Now, when I was in high school, for some reason, my parents still had a landline phone. I don't know why we still had it, because the only calls that we ever got were from solicitors and scammers trying to sell us useless stuff or convince us that our computer needed special updates. It got to the point where my parents would just ignore the phone when it rang because, 9 times out of 10, it was just someone trying to sell us stuff. It got really old. Now, one day, my brother Ethan and I were just minding our own business when the phone rang, and against all better judgment, I picked it up and I answered. Hello?
Hello, I am a phone solicitor and I would like to talk with you about car insurance.
What a complete waste of my time! Or, that's what I initially thought. Within a few seconds, I quickly crafted a way to warp the situation in my favor, and turn an annoying experience into an opportunity. Now, I put the scammer on speaker and I quietly told my brother to play along. Car insurance, you say? Sounds interesting.
Yes, our rates are very low. Could you please tell me your state of residence so I can get you a quote?
I pretended to act like I was interested, despite the fact that I had no car, and I'd yet to even get my license. But I needed to keep him talking, so I started making up answers that slowly grew in ridiculousness.
And what kind of car do you drive?
What kind of car do I drive?
What is the make and model of the car you regularly drive?
Oh, that! Well, it changes depending on the latest bust. This week, I'll be taking the Ferrari out for a spin. Now that line about the stolen sports car was enough to get my brother in on the joke. In that moment, we were no longer just two kids teasing a scammer. Oh no, we were fake thugs with fake wheels. We were the car mafia.
What is the year of your car?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. Hey Ethan, when did we raid the ravioli estate? Last week, I think? Or did we just make him an offer they couldn't refuse?
Sir, what is your vehicle registration number?
Somehow, this guy didn't ever address the fact that we presented ourselves as hitmen for the mob, stealing cars during raids and modifying them with illegal components. Either he just didn't care to ask, or he sincerely believed he was talking to the car mafia. But alas, all good things must come to an end. We needed some shock value, though, to let off our phone scam friend on a high note. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I can't give you the registration number until our inside man at the DMV gives us the all clear.
I am sorry, sir, but without a registration number.
That was right about when Ethan tapped his phone and played the sound of a police siren. He banged his fist against the counter and started yelling and screaming. Ah, it's the cops!
Are you okay, sir?
Get the bleach! Clear the scene!
Sir.
You can't make me go back to that clinic!
Are you still interested in buying?
And then we hung up. Now, before we go on down to the comments and talk about how we were horrible people for harassing some poor salesperson, let me clarify a few things. First, the company name that he gave was a knockoff of another company, so we immediately knew that something was off. Second, the fact that he asked for the vehicle's registration number meant he was up to no good. It's a basic principle of security. Never give your personal information over the phone to someone you don't know. I look at it this way. We wasted the time of some dude who probably would have tried the same exact scam on someone else. And we had fun coming up with a bogus story for a fake car mafia. We didn't expect this prank to be the end of the scam calls, but the next time a random guy called to ask about our computer, I could pretend to be the leader of an open source software cult. That may or may not have happened. Hello friends, it is late at night. I am editing this and I'm tired. But just wanted to say thanks for watching. This is my first Storytime animation in brick film form. If you like this and you haven't subscribed already, would you please consider subscribing? I would definitely appreciate that. Leave a comment telling me what you think, what I should improve, etc. And stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be able to do some more of these things. Thank you.